Elon Musk is not untouchable. This is why I brought it up in the last podcast saying Elon Musk could be the target of the federal government and Twitter because he's becoming too powerful. They don't like one individual getting too powerful. If he becomes too powerful through, you said 37%. What was the number? 37%. Is it page one? Yeah, 37% of Americans in a recent online survey say they've made trades based on Elon Musk's tweet. That's out of 30,400 responders. They said, yes, we responded to his tweets and we invested in what he did. 16% said that invested many times based on Tesla CEO's tweets. Nearly half of the respondents said they found Musk's market-moving tweets quite amusing. In August 2018, Musk got himself in trouble with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission after tweeting about taking Tesla private. Said he had funding secured. Recently, his tweets about GameStop had drawn the ire of Bill Gross, who made an ill-timed bet against GameStop in January and caused them to lose much, $15 million at one point. Musk is a little devil, and he enjoys playing these games, Gross said about him last month. So, you know, guys like him got to be a little bit careful. But, Tom, why don't we go into the story that you want us to go into, which is a SpaceX story, okay? Elon Musk SpaceX now owns about a third of all active satellites in the U.S., SpaceX created a swarm of about 1,000 satellites that is circulating about 340 miles overhead for some early customers of $99 a month Starlink service. The satellites are already improving how rural communities access internet. More Starlink satellites were put in orbit last year than had been launched by all the rocket providers in the world in 2019. That is insane. SpaceX has promised its satellite clusters will bring cheap, high-speed internet to the masses by beaming data to every corner on the globe. The company now says it has roughly 10,000 customers, which proves that Starlink is no longer theoretical and experimental. Fiber optics-based internet providers are hit and are pushing back against the federal government's decision to award SpaceX nearly $900 million in subsidies. Tom, thoughts?
There is always a mission behind the mission for Elon Musk. You know, I did a case study 2 years ago, and I said that I thought Tesla was an energy company. And now everybody's coming, guess what? You know, popular media and press are getting behind that. And I pointed out, I said, look, the infrastructure to charge Tesla is going to become an industry, and it's valuable unto itself. The Powerwall and everything they've done, especially when you look at high energy cost states like Hawaii. Here's what I think is happening here. SpaceX. Oh, he wants to send somebody to Mars. Oh, he wants to make money launching things for other people. No, it's a communications company. Just like Tesla is an energy company underneath, I think SpaceX is a communication company underneath. He is passionate about education, and he is passionate about communication. I think that's what's under SpaceX. That's what I think is going on.
Telecommunications. That's behind the scenes what's going on here.
Yep. Look, he's building a network. He wants to have free education out there for the average person. He's got a big heart for the average person living in a rural community to have connectivity to the internet and the education background to do that. That's what I think is going on. So
here's my question to you as a business owner. And this is the part that stuck to me. Obviously, it's ridiculous that 1/3 of all satellites in space is
2019
from Elon Musk. Like, what? Here's my question to you as a business owner. It says, Musk noted in a tweet that the company needs to, quote unquote, pass through a deep chasm of negative cash flow over the next year or so to make Starlink financially viable. From a business owner, what does that mean? That you need to spend money in order to make money? What's your take on that specific sentence?
It's nothing new. That happens to a lot of people.
Means I'm a startup and I'm going to build through it.
Yeah.
That's not even it's a no-brainer. He has to do that. It's a normal concept for where he's at. It's what people had to go through with him in Tesla. It's what people had to go through with Amazon and Bezos. It's what people had to go through.
Right.
That's been around for a while. And here, you're not betting on the company. You're betting on Elon to be able to pull this off.
So explain that a little bit further. When you said, oh, it's a common thing, and that's why I kind of set you up for this, what does that mean exactly? So when you're starting a business, you understand that you're going to take some deep losses. You need to invest, and you're going to lose millions or invest millions in order to come out on the other side 3 to 5 years later to make 10 million, 100 million, whatever the number. Like, what's that business model?
How many times have you seen one of the rockets he launches explode? How many times have you seen it now?
I've seen it a few times.
How many times is it? Like, seriously, we've seen it many times, right? What's the big deal nowadays? Nothing. And do you see how he handles it? Let me get this straight. You run a company that, sends rockets into space, and failing is what?
Part of the process.
An explosion. And he says, okay, all right, next one. It's not like it's the end of the world. This guy's got rockets exploding left and right, and he's just like going off to the next one because in his mind is like, I'm going to figure this thing out. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm going to figure this thing out. My only concern is go back to a time where one individual had as much power and influence as he does, and their name wasn't starting with a president. Tell me the last time an individual had more power and influence than Elon Musk does today, and their name didn't start with president. Tell me when's the last time.
John D. Rockefeller.
Yeah.
I disagree. I fully disagree with you guys.
Because he didn't have the power of Twitter?
Guys, there is no social media with Rockefeller.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Rockefeller would write a story. It took you 2 weeks to read about it. He would send a tweet. It took a month to find out about it. China didn't find out about what Rockefeller said for 2 months. How are you going to find out about the news? There's no way to send it to you. This guy says something, boom, like this. People go on, short trade, E-Trade, their website, markets, and they buy stocks, and they go on Robinhood. So we're officially at a phase where individuals can have more power than countries. And this guy is getting to a point right now. Who has more influence right now for people to take action? If Joe Biden tweets tomorrow, go buy Walmart stock, how many people buy it?
Maybe like 4.
No, everybody shorts it.
If Elon Musk tomorrow, if Joe Biden says tomorrow, hey, you know what? Here's what I think about Dogecoin. You're like, dude, you don't know who sent this tweet. Like, can you? We want to know the staffer. But he would call it Doggy Coin, and he would actually call Walmart Kmart. So let's remember, we're talking about Biden. That's a good point. But if this guy goes out there and sends a tweet, who responds to it? The entire world stops.
Apparently, 37% of Americans are making trades based on a Elon Musk tweet.
That concern that we're about to find out how there was a book written just with all of Trump's tweets. It's a book. You go buy the book. It's all of his tweets in a book, and it was a bestseller. It's a book with his tweets, okay? And it explains the timing of the tweets. Trump was able to get world's attention with one platform, okay? Now, some may say this guy's taking it to a whole different level, Elon Musk, with the kind of influence that he's having right now. Because if you think about Trump's influence wasn't go buy real estate in New York. Trump's influence wasn't go buy this stock. That wasn't Trump's influence. Trump wrote a book called what? Art of the Deal, right? And it did very well and bestseller for many, many years. Trump had a TV show. Trump was entertaining. Trump was making money. Trump was doing all that stuff. But Trump wasn't telling you where to go invest your money. Trump played a political game. He put a one-page ad in, President Bush going to war, not the right decision, and he put that, I don't know what newspaper was it, New York Times or Wall Street Journal. He put in one of those. He played, for the longest time, he was involved in politics. This guy's influencing other industries. So we're about to learn what happens to an individual who has this much power, and recently he comes out saying, he supports free education, but not the kind of free education of $50,000 to discount it. He gives $5 million to Khan Academy, a generous $5 million donation to Khan Academy. Khan Academy, I think he started the website, he started his YouTube channel, helping his niece or something do homework. It's a simple story. Now he supports free education, but not free education as in scholarships. Free education as in you could go to a YouTube channel and take geometry. You can go to this one place and learn about the history of this. You can go to this one place for free and learn about coding. He is hurting a lot of industries. He is hurting a lot of companies. He is taking business away from a lot of powerful people. And I'm just wondering, at what point is there going to be a meeting behind closed doors of all the people that he's putting to work? There's nothing more annoying then you're somebody that's making $10 million every year and you've been kicking back for 15 years, golfing 7 days a week. You're just chilling. You go to the restaurants, Mr. whatever your last name is, and then all of a sudden a guy shows up where you have to get back to work and you haven't worked for 20 years. People don't like people like that. Behind closed doors, those people are hated. I have a bit of an experience in that myself personally. Elon's taking that to a whole different level. He is hated because he's putting a lot of his competitors back to work of having to show up to office early again because he's not stopping. So how long will this last? I have no idea. So it doesn't sound like you guys have an opinion on it. Okay, so we'll go to
Do you think there's a simulation between Reed Hastings and Elon Musk in the sense that they disrupted big industries and blazed the path?
No, Reed Hastings is not Elon Musk. Reed Hastings is just a guy that destroyed, hurt an industry. Where how many the Grammy Awards went to Netflix? Was it 17? I don't know what there was. The number was just ridiculous, right? And where a Gervais, what's his name? Ricky Gervais goes up and says, forget about who are you guys? You guys are nobody. And everybody's calling Netflix. And he said, if what did he say? If the ISIS was to come out with a new streaming service, you would be calling your agent to say, get me on that streaming service to get a contract with them, right? Meaning you're selling your soul to anybody. So, no, what Netflix did is one industry. He's not doing one industry. He is not touching one industry. He's touching 5, 10, 15, 20 industries. He is going to collectively piss off a lot of people. And those people that he pisses off, their expertise is to have paid off a politician in the back where no one knows about. And those politicians owe those people a lot of favors. And I don't know what's going to happen there. Honestly, I don't know what angle they're going to take with them.
What's really interesting, you bring up something very interesting, and I think we have to peel it back a little bit and take a look. Both SpaceX and Tesla have something in common. They have federal subsidies on their products. And so you got the fiber...
$900 million.
Correct. SpaceX, that's right. SpaceX, $1 billion isn't a big number from the government, but that's very, very real. And so the rural education play and the satellite play for rural internet has got $1 billion of subsidies. Meanwhile, you got these guys, Time Warner and people like that, Verizon, putting fiber optics in the ground, are getting really pissed off by that. And as we all know, there's still, $15,000 of federal subsidies in every electric vehicle. So, when you add up the battery and all the parts and everything that goes in it and actually the end price. And so there's a lot of government that is lined up in the U.S. with Elon. And so the question is, does the lobbying go the other way and have it shift? And that's what I look for. I look for when does Elon start to lose the support of the government in the form of these subsidies? Because he's got some friends somewhere. And they're helping.
Who has some friends somewhere?
Elon. They're giving subsidies from the government. Somebody's been part of a meeting that says, "Hey, you know what? Here you go."
You know who are the scariest people I've ever competed against? You know what people I actually fear when it comes down to competition?
People who have
the regulated people that have
connections
the support
in the
of the
government.
government.
Nope. I'm going to tell you, the scariest people you'll ever face in your lifetime that could ruin you and are willing to do whatever they can to hurt you is lazy, ambitious people.
Yeah.
Lazy, ambitious people are the most dangerous people you'll ever go up against. Because they're lazy, but they're ambitious. They're not willing to do the work that you're doing to get the success you're getting, but they still have your level of ambition, if not higher. Lazy, ambitious people are great manipulators and game players. Phenomenal at it. So meaning what? How many people does Elon face today who are lazy, ambitious people, who were at one point somebody 20, 30 years ago or 15 years ago, who are now ambitious still, but very lazy? How many?
You
10?
just described most of the auto industry.
I just described most of the auto industry. I just described most of the politicians. I just described most of the people that are in the financial industry. I just described a lot of people who made their money. They just don't want to get to work. His number one enemy is not the SEC. It's lazy, ambitious people. The lazy, ambitious people are who are the ones that are going to make his life a living hell. You know what's the crazy thing about lazy, ambitious people? You rarely know. They started, but they know and say, oh, he did it. That's the secret sauce of lazy, ambitious people. I don't know if that made sense or not. So they go behind closed doors and they know how to do. Did you hear about what that person said about you? Oh, look, let me tell you what I did. I defended you. I got a call from a guy saying, hey, the other day I was this place and they said this about you. But I said, first of all, why are they so comfortable to talk smack about me in front of you? The whole line that Jay-Z uses in his song. Why are they so comfortable to talk smack about me in front of you? Maybe you gave them that comfort that they can talk smack about me in front of you. So maybe you joined the club of let me have them trash our buddy here. So the lazy, ambitious people behind closed doors, they know how to put the thing together and they say, ooh, you know what he said about you? And they're like, ooh, I did it. Responsibility's off them. So they still stay close allies and they put it on him, but they started the whole thing. He's giving birth to a lot of people like that.
Work
because,
smart, not hard.
Because, okay, do you think they're going to let this guy be worth $1 trillion in the next 5 years? Do you think that to the point where he says this, okay, you don't want to give me the subsidies of $900 million? I don't care. I got $900 million. Don't give me the subsidies. I'm worth $1 trillion. Then all of a sudden they're going to say, oh, shit, he no longer needs us. You know what? Boom, lock him in. People like Elon Musk, typically, the lazy, ambitious people get very scared of people like Elon. Because Elon doesn't know how to what? How to stop. He's not going to stop. He's not trying to be a billionaire to live in a big-ass house. That comes with it. He's not trying to go date all the hot girls. He's already had plenty of, everybody wants to find out what this guy's like. He's not trying to go have dinner with the cool people. He's done it so many times. He wants to change the world. World changers scare the hell out of lazy, ambitious people. There's not that many people at his level. There's some of the most, remember how the same way I said lazy, ambitious people are the people you fear because they know how to behind closed doors ruin the game? You know who lazy, ambitious people fear the most? 10 times more?
Hardworking, ambitious people?
They're frightened and envious of Elon Musk type of people. Envious.
Because they have that moxie.
They go to sleep every night saying, I actually think this guy's going to pull it off. And what if he pulls it off? And everybody's going to realize that I was wrong and I'm going to lose face and I'm going to do this. I can't let that happen. Let me see what I'm going to do. They go to sleep all night long to try to stop that person. Guess who the world favors, by the way?
The world favors?
Guess who history favors?
You're saying not the Musks?
History favors the bold, baby. History favors the bold. And that's Elon Musk. Yeah. History favors the bold. That's why we keep giving birth to new Elon Musk. So, dude, more power to you. Go do it. Just, I hope he doesn't get a little out of control where he creates enemies that he doesn't need to create. You're going to create enemies. Just don't create the enemies that are unnecessary enemies to create.
Speaking of birth of Elon Musk, do you know how many kids he has?
5.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the breakdown of the kids?
I think with the first one was 4. Was it? Huh?
Yeah. Here's a little fun fact. You said birth. He has 6 kids now.
Okay.
He lost his first kid, I believe, with his first.
Never
wife.
wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He has 2 twin boys.
Yep.
Then he had triplets. So 5 boys, and now he has a 6th boy with the musician Grimes that he named the kid some XAE, whatever. But do you know one of the triplets' names? The youngest triplet? Or the youngest triplet?
Nicola? What is it?
Kai.
Ah, that's cool. Kai, did you know that? You didn't know that?
There you go. You could be the son of Elon Musk.
It's
there
not
it is,
you could be. Maybe he is.
Maybe he is.
We just don't know about it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's been planted here to support
anyway,
Elon
I
Musk.
thought that was very interesting. All boys, twins, triplets, and now a kid from outer space.
I like what you just did. It's like when I talk to Tico and Dylan sometimes, I'm like, guys, let me tell you about the history of what happened here. Dad, do you know in Minecraft how many different things you can build? We just we just went to a different direction. So you're not worried about it, sounds like, because you think everything's going to be okay with Elon. No one's going to bother him. The lazy, ambitious army is not going to unite and go after Elon.
Look, there's a reason here why we've got 10 pages of stories, whatever, and 4 of the pages are about Elon frickin' Musk. The guy's a financial rock star, and he's otherworldly, and even his newborn baby is named after a solar system or something.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.